Right, so Ben has been asked if he'll do a Nekroz deck profile. So why don't you tell us why you wanted to play Nekroz again?
So I played it in the past when it came out, 2015. It was really fun, really powerful, obviously back then. Now not so much, since the entire staple lineup is catered to stopping cards that add or draw or things that activate in the grave, such as Ash Blossom, Called by the Grave, Ghost Bell, just to name the 3 cards that weren't out at the time that are out now. But the deck's still really fun, and it doesn't have Ginlock anymore, but it has the new Ginlock, so that's a thing. We'll just get straight up into the profile. So Nekroz cards. So I play 2 Corsolus. Searches your ritual spells, it's fine. 3 is obviously a brick. 1, you're going to miss it, but it also gives you the option to side 1 out if you really want. 1 Unicorn, 3 Bryonak.
Why aren't you playing 3 Unicorn?
Ban list.
Oh.
I don't actually know which I prefer. Yeah, 3 Bryonak, too good. I play 1 Gungnir. It's a bit of a brick, but if you can establish it alongside your Ginlock, then it gives you the ability to get rid of cards. Like if you're against Salamangreat and they set a Rage, you can pop it in their end phase. So that way they just can't out the Vanity's Ruler.
Do you want to explain what you mean by Ginlock? There's maybe some new...
Right.
No, just the Ginlock. Because there might be some newer players who don't remember
back in the day, there's a ritual, the Dizzier ritual. There was like a sort of a small ritual archetype that were all monsters. I know it sounds stupid, but they weren't blue cards, they were orange cards. So and when they're used to ritual summon, you get certain effects. So one of them, which is now on the ban list, if it's used for a ritual summon, your opponent cannot special summon. So it's pretty unfair. I think it's just obviously it's broken. So then it just locks them out, and you could use it from the grave. So you'd summon a Manju, and then you'd search for, say, Unicorn even, and then or Kaleidoscope, whichever you needed, and then you'd summon it, Unicorn. Then you make Laval Chain, which would then send the Djinn to the graveyard, and then you could use Cycle on a Clausulus, and then bring out the Ginlock, and then you Ginlock them, and then that was the game over. So that's for all the older players that don't remember.
history.
It was a very fun format. Players. Oh yeah, and the newer players and some older players that don't know what they're talking about. No. Anyway,
maybe they've gotten too old.
So back in the day, you had to play cards like Book of Eclipse. People have played that recently, but you had to play as cards like Bullblader, DD Warrior Lady, because you play reinforcements of the army anyway, so you could search the outs to the Ginlock because it was stupid. I also sided Grand Mole, and I main decked Karma Cut as well because that was really fun. House the Ginlock, just loads of outs. You had to play all the outs. But anyway, back to the actual profile. So play 2 Valkyrus. People playing 3, but I think 2 is fine since you have lots of search cards. 1 Trish, because well, Trish is obviously just you win the game if you resolve it in most cases. People playing 2 because the discard effect is really good. You can negate an effect that targets a Nekroz monster you control by discarding it. But I just don't think 2 is worth it because you need to see both at any one time for it to be too valuable. Because the only effects they're really going to negate is this, unless they have to negate like the Unicorn with an impermanence. But it's just, I don't know. I just don't think it's worth it. And then I play 1 Big Boy because the 3/3 just slapping it on board puts a lot of pressure down against the back row decks. If you can establish it, its on-field effect lets you destroy and banish a set card that your opponent controls each turn. And in hand, you can discard it during the damage step at any point in time to give your Nekroz monster 1000 attack, maybe defense as well. Yeah, attack and defense, which is pretty good. So you can sort of sit on site a Unicorn, and then they might have to summon like something just to try and attack over it without using their extra deck, or like they'll make an extra deck monster that's bigger than it, and then they'll try and attack over it before using any effects. And you can send this instead of say a Valk, and then it kills their monster as well, so they get nothing. And then the last 2 Nekroz cards I play is Shurit, because obviously it's broken. Counts as the full tribute it, get a Warriors, a Clausulus, Bryonak and Trish, which are the best 3. Well, pretty much the best 3. And then you got Dance Princess, which on field, your Nekroz can't be targeted, and if it's tributed, you add a banished Nekroz Nekroz monster from your banished to your hand.
Yeah, there's also another effect that's pretty good.
Yeah, the on field effect.
Yeah.
I already said that.
Your opponent can't respond to your spell card, your Nekroz spell cards.
Oh, can they not? Cool. You don't really summon that often because you're too busy summoning these guys, the Manjus. So when they're normal summoned or flip summoned, you can add a ritual spell or monster from your deck to your hand, which your entire deck is rituals. And then you've got the Incantation, so I play 1 Chalice Slime, because obviously it's Chalice Slime, it specials all the rest. So I got 2 Talismandra, which when it's summoned from deck adds a ritual monster from your deck to your hand. 2 Pencil Plume, which when it's special summoned from the deck adds a ritual monster from your grave to your hand. I play 2 Candle, which when it's special from the deck adds a ritual spell from your hand. And then the last one, I only play 1 Buckstone, which when it's summoned from the deck adds a ritual spell from your grave to your hand. This is arguably the worst one. A lot of people are playing like 2/2/2 or more of this because you're in a weird position where you want to see the bad ones because it helps you get the good one out of deck. But with it being a 5, it makes really awkward levels because if it's a mirror match, which you probably won't really happen, but we test a lot of mirror matches because it's really fun. And it's just not a very good level to have on field because you want to clear it off the field. Because it also stops you accessing the extra deck as well, which against certain matchups you really need some extra deck cards. And then to go along with this package, because they're sort of fused together, if you get 2 monsters on these, you can then summon the Vanity's Ruler, which if you don't know what it does, just says your opponent cannot special summon monsters. So that's the Gin Lock I was referring to, the updated one.
So 2019 Gin.
Yeah, and then you can search it because it's a fairy with bent in. But fear not, if you draw this and this, you can then tribute this, and these are also fairies, so you can still, search something. And then I also play Zaborg, which ruins everyone's life. I only play 2. I was originally playing 3, but dropped it to 2 because there's a lot of cards. And ideally, you're going to be going for the ruler first turn anyway, but if you see the Zaborg, it can put you so far ahead. It can give you as much advantage as +8, which I don't know if you know, but that's a big number for advantage. And then the last 3 monsters I play 3 Phantasme, which is very good. It cycles cards out your deck. You can, say you open both your Talisman Drawers, or even just one, you can put it back. Anything you don't want to see in your hand, you can put back. It draws more cards into your deck, hand traps, whatever you want. And it puts a body on board, and the on-field effect is actually really useful, because another reason why you don't need as much Trish is because you can stop, say, this being targeted with stuff, with Phantasme as well. So it helps. And then, so we've got some spell cards, as you might have gathered, we've got some ritual spell cards. So we'll start. I play 1 Kaleidoscope, because ideally you only want to play it turn 1. You don't really want to play it like after turn 1. I don't know. It's people think this is the best because you can send the extra deck, which I agree is good. But with the extra deck also being a valuable resource for other cards like Zaborg and what have you, it's, I don't know, it's strange. Personally, I think Cycle is the best because it's Ritual Reborn, so you can use a Nekroz monster such as Nekroz Brainak, and then you can bring it back, so you don't have to use any resources from your hand except the tribute fodder. But you can also use your field, and if you've got things like Shurit or the Incantations, they fill the fodder anyway. So it's not really too bad. And then Mirror, which is usually how you summon Trish. And you generally want to play them in this order as well. Allows you to use your grave for Nekroz, and it's just really good. Gives you longevity in the late game, I feel, because all your resources are going to be in the grave mainly. So if it gets to any sort of late game, this will keep you in it. Play 3 Preparation of Rites, because this card is stupid. 1 Rota, because it's limited to 1. 3 Pot of Extravagance, draw more cards. The extra deck is really important, however, drawing 2 cards is very good. Pot of Greed is banned for a reason. And in this deck where you don't rely on your extra deck, you only need, say, 1, or even Zaborg, you don't really care what you hit as long as you hit your opponents. So you only really need 1, maybe 2 cards out your extra deck at any point in time, so the card's insane. And I play 2 Impermanents. I'd like to fit 3 in, but it's very, very difficult. I'm already playing 45 cards, which is a large number. Ideally, you'd want to play a lot less, but I don't know. It gives you another reason to play the Phantasme, because you're going to draw into an actual hand trap game 1. You can also set it, obviously, and then you can get rid of certain spells they'll play. I don't know. And if you clear, if it's in a mirror match again, probably won't happen, but you clear your board a lot for Trishula, so you don't get Trishula'd. So then you can play it from your hand if you draw it. But it's just interesting. I like it. So get onto the extra deck, which is the most important part of any Nekroz deck profile. So we've got a Swift Field Center. We'll put that there, we don't need that anymore. Yeah. We've got a lovely PGSC Field Center. A bunch of tokens, because we don't need them. I don't know, just a bunch of tokens. And no, I'm not playing 0 extra cards, so I play 2 Nethys. This card's really good. I play 2 because of Pot of Extravagance. If you summon it with all 3, which rarely comes up, but if you do, it's very hard to out. And it just sits there and you can just literally attack the game with it. Phoenix is the one option if I need to out something really annoying, like a Floodgate or any kind. And it can just help in certain situations get past certain back row that you don't want to. Say they've got like 3 back row and you know one's an impermanence, and then you can bait, say, 1 out with this, and then you can drop Trishula, and then you know it's not going to get stopped. So that's really good. Two-Toad. This is for the Zaborg play, so I'll put the full Zaborg package up here now. We've got Two-Toad, Omega, 3 Arclight, which also, obviously these work with, with Kaleidoscope. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Zaborg is a level 8, so ideally you're going to be sending 8 cards. This, as you probably know, when it's sent to the graveyard, a water back from the graveyard, so you can get any of your Nekroz monsters. Omega lets you recycle a resource. Ents pops a card on your opponent's side of the field when it's sent to the graveyard. And Herald of Arclight adds any ritual monster or spell from your deck to your hand, so that's obviously very good. So you can send all this for a max of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then this is a resource as well, so it's a +8. So that's where the +8 comes from. And then the other Kaleido fodder I play is 1 level 12, the Blue A's Ultimate. People playing like all sorts of levels, 10s, 11s, but I feel if you're playing Zaborg, which is the better option, because against certain decks, especially Game 2, if you can get it off and nuke their extra deck, they literally cannot play. Like, imagine going against an Orcus player that has no extra deck, what are they going to do? Is that one pass? No, that's fine.
Most cases you can get rid of the entire Salman Great Link package as well.
Well, yeah, exactly. Oh no, you've got a Balinx in the grave to protect. Protect nothing. Doesn't matter. And then I play 3 rank 4s, so Dweller, because against most decks you use the grave. It's very powerful to make if you know what you're against. Tornado Dragon against back row decks like Draco, Subterra, what have you. And I play Cairn Gorgon as another answer to targeting. I know it's 2 4 50, which surprisingly that extra 50 can come in handy quite a bit. So that gives you an idea of the rank 4 package. And now onto the side deck, which was rushed together. It was originally 18 cards, but then I realised, so I dropped some cards. So play 3 Lancia, stops like Thunder Dragons and Mirror Match, but again, depends if you play a lot of Nekroz Mirror Matches. I keep saying it like it's 2015.
Well, we see a lot of our locals.
Yeah, 3 Denko for the back row decks, Draco, what have you. 3 Ash, because every deck searches. 3 Twin Twister, the back row decks, and 3 Evenly Matched for every deck that summons a big board. Because you can go second in this deck really well, hence why all 15 cards are good going second. Because if they establish your board, you can just summon Trish, and you're fine. If they, if you're playing, say, like Subterra, you just normal summon Denko, and then they have no responses for the rest of the turn, unless they have hand traps, but whatever. And then you proceed to just Trish them, summon a load of rituals. So that is a very basic Nekroz profile.
Alright, well, we might get you back on to do a bit of a tutorial video if people are wanting that. So thank you, Ben. We'll put a link to your shop in the description as always.
Yep.
And please remember to like and subscribe.
Yep.
Let us know if there's any decks that you would like us to make a deck list, or maybe a tutorial video, or even have a live duel with. Alright, cheers. Thanks for watching.
Shh, not a zombie channel.